Hello, once again. Welcome back. And today we have another video. This one is another tier list for the dragons of D&D 2024. So, without further ado, let's just get started. So this tier list is primarily ranking them on how deadly they are. And once again, just like the subclasses and the I don't think we did it by in the classes, but just like the subclasses, we're going to do them in order according to the book, and this is mainly just going to be about the ancient, or the oldest variations of these dragons, because I don't want to do the young and the wormlings, the youngs, and the adults. Just the ancients, because they look cool. So and that's part of it too. It's going to be based on how deadly they are and how cool they look. And I guess you could kind of call this an aura tier list. Kind of dragon aura. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, how much aura does each dragon have? Let's see here. Well, first off, the book specifies that the black dragon is first, alphabetically. So, let's look at it. Alright, so the ancient black dragon, we're gonna go from looks first, and then we'll look at the stat block. So already by looks, this thing is a beast, right? I mean, if I saw this in real life, I would thoroughly need a new change of pants. I'd be quivering, probably crying. Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. This thing looks gnarly. I mean, the horns, the acid from its mouth dissolving the skin away to reveal its skull. Can I get a metal as hell? Because that's literally something that I would expect in the new Doom, the Dark Ages. That is literally like if you told me, "Hey, there's going to be a demon dragon in that game," that's what I would expect it to look like. Um so yeah, I everything from just the green eyes, the big spines on its back. Dude, this thing looks menacing. And it was also in the D&D movie too. I can't even remember what it's called off the top of my head, but yeah. So it is a pretty, with it being in the movie and everything, I'd say the Black Dragon has become pretty iconic. So let's go ahead and look at its stat block here. So we're looking at an AC of 22, which with a HP of 367 on average. With an initiative of plus 16, has a movement speed, has a fly speed, has a swim speed. That's normal. Its biggest attribute is strength with a 27. Very good, very good. Has no vulnerabilities, only an acid immunity. And then it knows how to speak Common and Draconic, and it is a CR of 21. It also has Blind Sight, Dark Vision, and a Passive Perception of 26. Amphibious. Let's see, obviously legendary resistances. And then it has a multi-attack action with Rend, on average hitting for 17 damage plus 9 acid damage. So on average, character would be taking, I'm trying to do math, 26 damage on average from a hit. And if you take that twice, then you're probably looking pretty bad. Because, yeah, that's, 26 plus 26 is, yeah, 52. Um, let's see. It can replace one attack with its spell casting to cast Mel's Acid Arrow at level 4. Okay, that's pretty good. It's Acid Breath. Big one, big one. The DC is 22, 90 foot long, 90 foot long, 10 foot wide line. And on a failure, you take on average 67 acid damage. And then it has some spell casting. Let's see. At will, it can detect magic, it can cast fear, and it can cast Mel's Acid Arrow. And then 1 day each, it can create undead, speak with dead, and cast Vitriolic Sphere at level 5. I like that. That's really good, dude. And it's got some legendary actions. We're looking at Cloud of Insects, which causes poison damage and gives you disadvantage on saving throws to maintain concentration. Cool. It can do Frightful Presence. The dragon uses spellcasting to cast Fear. And then Pounce. The dragon moves half its speed and makes 1 rend attack. Okay. Very nice. And then I also want to take a look at the layer too, because I think that's, if we're going to take a look at the dragons, we need to see what their layers do. I think it's so cool that in D&D, the dragons have such big aura that their layers literally cause something to happen within a mile of them. So let's take a look. So first, we got the acrid haze. Odorous and stifling fog covers the area within 1 mile of the layer, rendering that area lightly obscured. Travel for creatures other than the dragon and its allies takes twice the usual time in that area. Cool. And then foul water. Water sources within 1 mile of the layer are supernaturally fouled. A creature that drinks such water must succeed on a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or have the poison condition for 1 hour. I love that flavor, man. Alright. So, having read all of that, we are going to rank the dragon now. And the tiers go as follows. We have Rip at the top. Because if you're fighting this, you might as well just give up and die. We have Nope right underneath that, because you might as well just leave. We have Oh No, because this is probably going to hurt. This is going to be fun right below that, because those are basically like, I'm looking forward to this balanced and fair fight. And then No Problem is, I'm going to notice this thing, no problem. I'm just going to look at it and it dies. So, Black Dragon's definitely not no problem. Definitely not, this is going to be fun. I'm thinking in between Oh No and Rip for the Black Dragon. Based on its looks alone, you would think Rip. So, I think for now, the Black Dragon probably goes in Nope. And oh, by the way, some of these images, most of these images are rotated to the right, and I have no clue why, but that's just how it's gonna have to be. Yeah, I think Nope is a good is a good baseline to put it. Okay, so next we have the Blue Dragon. See if I can find that real quick. There we go. All right. Whew. All right. So the Blue Dragon, based off looks, first of all, it's absolutely massive, huge, and I love it. I love the scale of this art. So cool. The monster manual is definitely, I think, the best art in the entire series of books for 2024 so far, and it's not even close. That's not to go against anything in the other books, but man, they cooked in this art. Anyways, okay, alright, so the Blue Dragon, it's kind of like if you took a rhino and then put it into a dragon, because it's got a massive horn. that horn's got to be at least 3 people big. You know, 3 people big is my official measurement for that. Um, let's see. It's a thick boy too. It is definitely a thick boy. That neck supporting the head is thicker than a Snicker. It's got like some crystalline spikes on its chin. I like that. Um, it's got white eyes. That's kind of cool. The wings look really cool. I don't know what it is, but I like the translucent blue on those wings. And oh, I like the color. I like the color difference between the top and the bottom. It's more like purple blue on the bottom, where it's blue blue on the top, if that makes any sense. And then it's got like a. I wish you could see the end of its tail. It almost looks like it's leading to a thagomizer at the end of the tail. That would be awesome to see. But either way, it kind of reminds me of a So I'm a huge dinosaur nerd, right? Okay, so Kentrosaurus, how the spikes lead all the way down to its tail. Yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. Thing is, what you got to remember, this might be because of the Tarrasque. Dragons have that as a defense to something bigger that eat them, because a dragon would not just have that for no reason, unless they have it because they fight each other, which they do quite often. Um, okay, so yeah, and it's getting lightning stricken onto its back, and you can see like it's like charging up for something. That's cool. Okay, all right, so there's the look at it. Let's get a look at the stat block. So we got an AC of 22, same as the Black Dragon, but the HP is 481 this time on average. However, its initiative is lower at a plus 14. This one gets a burrow speed. That's cool. I like that. I like. Oh, that would be awesome. Imagine you're just a party in D&D, right? You're dungeon master. You're like, or no, you're not your dungeon master, but you guys are like traveling through the woods or a grassland, whatever, and your dungeon master's like, okay, as you're walking, and it's just a random encounter, he rolls in this ancient blue dragon, and all of a sudden he's like, and then a ancient blue dragon comes out of the ground. The earth trembles underneath you. I think that would be awesome. That would be really cool. Or just as a random thing, you're just traveling, and all of a sudden this ancient blue dragon comes out of the ground, and it's like, like, what is that movie? Oh man, what is that movie? What is that movie? What is that movie? I don't know. It's about a prison break. It's gonna come to me later. It like makes its way out of the ground screaming, puts his feet on, or puts its hands on the ground, pulls itself out, spreads its wings, and just flies up, and your party's like, oh. Like the Willem Dafoe gif. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so let's keep going. Its perception is 17, so lower than the Black Dragon. Let's see. Okay, that's the same as the Black Dragon, same as the Black Dragon's passive perception is higher. Okay, alright, so let's still take a look at its actions. Oh, the CR is 23, so it's a bit higher. Alright, so its actions, it's got the multi-attack, just like last time, except it can replace one attack with this use of Cast Shatter at level 3. Okay, cool. I like the Earth variation of this. So it has a Rend. It hits for 18 damage plus an 11 lightning damage. Okay, so that's 29. So that's 3 points higher. So on average, if you get 2 Rends on you, that's going to be 29 plus 29, 58 damage on average. Okay. And then it has a lightning breath. DC is 23. A 120 foot long, 10 foot wide line. Okay. Failure is 88 damage on average. Holy crap. 16d10. Okay, so 88 damage on average. You're looking at 176 damage. Or no, it can't multi-attack with lightning breath. Imagine if it could do that. Anyways, 88 damage on average. Um, and then it's obviously got spell casting. It can cast invisibility. That is crazy. Okay, so it can cast invisibility, detect magic, mage hand, shatter, scrying, and sending. Cool. That's a lot more stealthy than I thought it would be. Huh. And then it's got legendary actions. It's got cloaked flight. The dragon uses spellcasting to cast invisibility on itself and can fly up to half its speed, or fly speed. The dragon can't take this action again. Okay, yeah. That's cool. I like that. It's got sonic boom. Spellcasting to cast shatter. Okay, and it's got a tail swipe. The dragon makes one rend attack. I like the fact that it's called tail swipe though. I like whenever a lot of people like rend because you can flavor it in any way that you want, but I'm glad that at least the legendary action gives a little bit of flavor to it. Okay, all right, and then the dragon lair. Yeah, let's see about this. Okay, I actually like this one a lot. So it's got sinkholes. Whenever you are within a mile, whenever a creature in that area other than the dragon and its allies finishes a long rest, roll 1d20. On a 1, a sinkhole opens beneath the creature, and the creature must succeed a 15 dexterity saving throw or fall 2d4 times 10 feet into the sinkhole. So possibly 80 feet. I like that. There was one guy, the last guy that from the video, I forget what his name is. Cinder? I think it's Cinder something. He was saying that it could get annoying if it happens often, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't think you're gonna roll a 1 that often. And if you have a lot of people in the party, sure, maybe per long rest, or yeah, maybe per long rest, one person in the party will have a sinkhole open underneath them. I don't think it's gonna be the entire party, or even the same person every long rest. I mean, yeah, it might be annoying if, you don't have a way to get out of that. I think it'd be fine though, especially since you can heal. This isn't one of the ones where if you heal, then it takes away the healing. So I think that's fine. I think that's fair. And then you get spiteful storms. Dust devils and thunderstorms rage within 1 mile of the lair. That's cool. The area is lightly obscured. Yeah, that's good. That's cool. I like that. All right, so the blue dragon. I'm almost gonna say that one's a rip. I think if you find a blue dragon, based on based on the statistics here, you're thinking to yourself, so you look at a black dragon, and you're fearful. You see a blue dragon, and you know in your head, it doesn't look as bad as a black dragon, but that blue dragon's gonna F us up, and we're dead. We're dead. Especially with the cloaked flight and the invisibility, I think that just amps it up even higher, because then you got an element of stealth with a dragon that's like 80 times the length of you. That is horrifying. Okay, yeah. Okay, so up next we have... Yep, okay. Up next we have the brass dragon. Okay, so now we have the lawful... No, this one's chaotic good. That's kind of cool. I like that. So if you don't know, there are chromatic dragons and metallic dragons in D&D. Chromatic are the evil ones, metallic ones are the good ones. And it can be hit or miss on sometimes based on how your character feels at the moment about the dragons. But yeah, most of the time the metallic ones are going to be at least more good than evil kind of dragon. But let's get into it. So the brass dragon, and we're thinking of this as if we're its enemy right now. So I come across this brass dragon, and immediately I think, okay, I'm not gonna lie, it looks cool. Immediately, I think, like, because I'm on its bad side, I'm not going to, but immediately I think I want to ride this thing. I want to ride it so bad. Don't clip that, please. Um, with the way that the wings, uh, I think the sender said this as well. It kind of looks like like a, like it's fluffy. Like the wings are fluffy. I like how they fold in on each other and then they keep going down its tail, and then it kind of fluffs out back out at its tail. I think it's really cool that it does that, and then the crest too, the on its sides. This thing looks really cool. However, if I was gonna fight it, I would think I probably have a chance against this. Yeah, but let's look at its statistics and see other maybe if there's something that I'm not looking at that I'm like, uh-oh. Okay, so we have an AC of 20, HP of 332 on average, an initiative of 12. It has a fly speed, a burrow speed, and a normal speed. Okay, so it burrows too. Cool, cool. Blind sight, dark vision, passive perception of 24, immune to fire. It is a CR 20, so a little bit lower. It's got a multi attack. Oh, and it has different options. So it can do its Sweet Breath or Scorching Ray at level 3. Okay. Rend hits at a 19, so plus 7. So you're taking 26 damage. Okay, 52 damage on average if you get hit twice with it. It's Fire Breath hits in it has a DC 21 in a 90-foot long, 5-foot wide line. Okay. 58 damage on average. Okay. And then it's Sleep Breath, DC 21. Each creature in a 90-foot cone, if they fail, has the incapacitated condition until the end of its next turn, at which point it repeats a save. Second failure, the target has an unconscious condition for 10 minutes. Okay. See, that makes it feel like you're cooked. Okay, let's see. What does the spellcasting do? It can detect magic, minor illusion, scorching ray, shape change. Cool. And then speak with animals. And then one day each, it can do control weather and detect thoughts. Cool. Okay. And then its legendary actions, it has blazing light, where it casts scorching ray. It has pounce to move half its speed and make one rend attack, and then it has scorching sands. One creature the dragon can see within 120 feet makes a dex saving throw, DC 20, or it takes 36 fire damage, and the target speed is half until the end of its next turn. The dragon. Okay. Yep. I mean, okay. The worst part about this is its sleep breath. Let's be honest. That is the worst part about this. Other than that, if you can get past that, you're okay. At first, you're probably thinking, "Oh no," but if you get past that, then it's probably like, "Okay, we might have a chance." I think the brass dragon goes in "Oh no." If you're on its bad side, yeah, I like that. That's a good way to put it. Oh, layer actions. Hold on, or not layer actions, but the layer features. Let's see, Mirage. While in its layer, the dragon can cast Major Image, requiring no material components and using the same spellcasting ability as its spellcasting action. Okay, yep. And then Refreshing Water. Water within a mile of the layer is magically refreshing. A creature that drinks such water gains 2d4 temporary hit points, and the dragon is immediately aware of the creature's presence. Okay, so if you're on its bad side, you drink water, and it's immediately like, alright, I'm coming. we're running this fade right now. Okay. Yeah, I still think oh no, probably, yeah. So, alright, on to the copper dragon. No, bronze dragon, my bad. Bronze dragon's next. So, for the bronze dragon, immediately looking at this dragon, you know what? I might, just based on this image, I might put the bronze or the brass dragon at this is gonna be fun. But let's see what the bronze dragon is about first. So, on looking at it, it looks crazy. Um, this is like the. This looks like a dragon that's like hopped up on amphetamines, to be honest. Um, it's muscular, it's sinewy with the wings. Its wings aren't even that big, to be honest, but it looks crazy. Like you can tell when it's an aquatic creature for the most part, because it's got like the how do you say it? It's got like the sail going down it, kind of like a Spinosaurus or an Acrocanthosaurus, which that wasn't aquatic at all. But oh well, I guess the new Acro. Never mind. Don't worry about the Acrocanthosaurus spiel. Okay, so more like a Spinosaurus. Yeah, it's got like the sail going along it. Um, okay. Yeah, that kind of looks gnarly. I would be afraid if I saw that. And if I was on its bad side, because the picture has like the water coming, like moving from underneath of it, and so it looks like a beach has been completely cleared out. Like the water is just dispersed based on its flapping of the wings and its sonic boom. Because that's kind of yeah, it's got like a repulsion breath, so it pushes everything back. Oh, and it's fighting a water elemental. It looks like. Okay, all right. So ancient bronze dragon. Let's see what we got here. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're looking at something. We're looking at a big boy. All right, AC 22, HP 444. It has a fly speed, obviously, a normal speed, and a swim speed, obviously. Strength. Its highest thing is strength at a 29. That is crazy. Um, it's got a plus 10 in insight, a plus 17 perception, plus 7 in stealth. It's got blind sight, dark vision. Yep, passive perception's 27. I think that's the highest we've seen so far. CR 22. It's amphibious, obviously. Multi attack. Yep, 3 rend attacks. Ooh. It can replace one attack with the use of repulsion breath. Is that what the rest of them have been saying, and I just haven't been reading it correctly? Okay. Oh man, the last one did it. Yep. Okay. So, all right. For every one that I've been saying has been making only 2 rend attacks, I'm sorry, they make 3 rend attacks, and that is actually huge. So add another average damage that I said on top of that. For example, this one hits for 18 plus 9 lightning damage. So you're looking at a possible 27 on average for one hit, and times. So that plus 27, that is. Yep, I'm smart. 54. 54 damage on average per hit. What? And. Or no, not per hit, jeez. That's for 2 attacks. My brain is absolutely fried right now. So yeah, it can hit for quite a bit. And it can replace that with Guiding Bolt at level 2. That's huge. It has a Lightning Breath, DC 23, 120 foot long, 10 foot wide line. Failure is 82 lightning damage. Then it has a Repulsion Breath. This is a big one. DC 23, 30 foot cone. Target is pushed up to 60 feet straight away from the dragon and has a prone condition. Crazy. And then at will, it can detect magic, guiding bolt, shape change, and speak with animals and thaumaturgy. And in 1 day each, detect thoughts, control water, scrying, and water breathing. Cool. And then it has a guiding light, legendary. So these are the legendary actions: guiding light, cast guiding bolt, pounce, and thunderclap. Where I can only just imagine it like standing up like the Incredible Hulk and like thunderclapping. Let's see. So con saving throw, DC 22. Creature in a 20-foot radius sphere, centered on a point, dragon can see within 120 feet. Failure 13, thunder damage, and the target has a deafen conditioned. Cool. And then it's layers. Let's see. Buoying currents. Creatures within 1 mile of the layer that lack a swim speed ignore the extra cost of movement while swimming. So everyone's just good at swimming. And then sun and storms. The dragon can cast control weather. Okay. Cool. That's kind of crazy if, okay. Sorry, Brass Dragon. You're going down and this is going to be fun. Because I think the Bronze Dragon beat that. I think it beat it by far. Okay. Alright, well, this is going to be where I make my first cut. So, whenever you see me next, I will be in different attire, probably tomorrow. And, yeah. Alright. Spawn in. Alright, guys. We're back with the D&D 2024 Dragon tier list. We left off just about to start the Copper Dragon. So let's just get right started. So, already, when we look at this dragon, first thing that comes to my mind is no problem. Yeah, so like the only thing that really worries me, if I'm a paladin, right? Level, let's see, CR21, yeah. So level 16 paladin walking in here, and I'm trying to be like, all right, time to mess up a dragon. I walk in here and I see a bunch of little dudes playing with a big dude just looking at him, smiling around. He's having a good time, they're having a good time. I pull out my sword and shield and look at them. I feel like I just turned into Anakin. Yeah, I definitely just turned into Anakin. Yeah, so we're murdering all these wormlings. Yeah, so, I don't know. It's either one of those things where you kill one of these wormlings, and the Copper Dragon looks at you, and it's like a Meat Canyon video. You just turns into, like, something, an eldritch horror, and you just get absolutely annihilated. Or he's like, and then you start slaughtering him. So already, just by the image alone, we're going to go with no problem, or this going to be fun. But I feel like if we put it in this going to be fun, that brings us into even further Darth Vader territory. So, no problem might as well, but those are the two that we're going to go with for now. Let's take a look at the stat block. So, the AC, we got 21, HP at 367, speed, climb, and fly. So they're climbing. They're not digging, they're not swimming, they're climbing. Okay, cool. And plus 15 initiative, okay. And we got 13 in deception, 17 in perception, and 8 in stealth. Alright. Got an acid immunity, and blind sight, dark vision, and a passive perception of 27. Yep, okay. Looks about right. Alright, so we're looking at the actions now with multi-attack. 3 rend attacks, yep, makes sense. Replace 1 attack with slowing breath or mind spike. Okay. The rend does 19 damage plus 9 average, so that's going to be 28 damage. And that's times 3. Now that we know that calculation, that is 56. Plus another 28. 76. 84 damage. Okay, that's nothing to laugh at, right? We're gonna look at the acid breath. DC 22, 90 foot long, 10 foot wide line. Failure 63, acid damage. Okay, And then the slowing breath, DC 22, 90-foot cone. The target can't take reactions. Its speed is halved, and it can take either an action or a bonus action on its turn, not both. Okay, all right. So that's a little worrying, but it's doable. I think it's doable. Let's see. The dragon can cast at will, detect magic, mind spike, level 5. Okay, that's no joke. Minor illusion, shape change. All right, and then 1 day each, you can do greater restoration, major image, and project image. Okay, all right. So we can like try to conjure up some images of like another dragon or something. um, Giggling magic. We got a charisma saving throw, DC 21. One creature the dragon can see within 120 feet takes 31 on average psychic damage until the end of its next turn. The target rolls 1d8 whenever it makes an ability check or attack roll and subtracts a number rolled from the d20 test. Okay. And the dragon can't take this action. Okay, yep. And that's just a legendary action, so it can do that every round. Mind Jolt uses Mind Spike, level 5 version, once per turn. And then Pounce. The dragon moves up to half its speed and it makes one rend attack. Okay. Alright, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, okay, let's take a look at the layers. Chatty craters. You walk across a crater. It's like, hey bro, what's up? No, chatty critters. Tiny beasts magically gain the ability to speak and understand Draconic while within 6 miles of the lair. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that. And then Giggle Fits. Whenever a creature other than the dragon and its allies is within 1 mile of the lair and rolls a 1 on a d20 test, it must succeed on a DC 15 wisdom throw or have the incapacitated condition until the end of its next turn, as it is racked with laughter. Okay, so you could be fighting this thing, roll a critical fail, and then you're laughing the whole time. Okay, that's pretty big. That's pretty big. So with that and the stat block with giggling magic and the slowing breath, that actually makes it difficult. Alright. So again, I'm a paladin. Knowing all this information, I walk into a copper dragon's lair. What am I thinking? I think I'm thinking... See, as a paladin though, I'm thinking no problem. I don't know. Oh no might be appropriate for this. Just all that stuff put together, like just the action economy getting absolutely wasted away. And this copper dragon has friends, and it can create illusions of more friends. Like, more than likely, you're not fighting a copper dragon by itself. I think there is a argument for Ono with this. Maybe the bottom of Ono. But, yeah, that sounds like, honestly, this dragon is more of like, yo, I got homies, and they gonna mess you up. You don't want to F with me. Alright, bud? No, this dragon, oh my gosh. You get on its bad side and it turns into a mafia boss. It's like, listen, I have contacts in all of Baldur's Gate. I have contacts in all of Waterdeep. You come to my lair? You want to mess with me? You mess with the whole crew. Okay? Capiche? Get out. Get out of my lair. Get out of my cave. Don't ever come back again. Or I will kill you
and all my friends will kill you. Okay?
Yeah, that's cool. All right, I think that's where that's gonna be. I'm happy with that. All right, next up. Technically not a dragon, but I don't care because it's cool. And here, the biggest rule is the rule of cool. All right, the Draco Lich. Um, so technically a undead, but it is an undead dragon, so we're going with it. All right, just by the image alone, I am thinking this is a nope situation. This is either a nope or a bottom rip situation here that I'm looking at here. A dragon that has a magic breath that can where you can visibly see skulls out of its breath. That's a nope. I'm done. Um, and it's made out of bone. Like, okay, playing Baldur's Gate 3, the moment that Answer decided, yeah, no, I'm coming up out of the grave, I said, nope, I'm done. Nope, I'm out of here. In fact, yeah, literally, the first time I fought Answer, uh, my wife and I fought Answer, we ran out of the room. Yeah, yeah, we retreated. I was like, there's no way. There's no way. We're so cooked. Um, we ended up fighting them, but yeah, no, I legitimately thought we were cooked. So yeah, just off of just the first sight, yeah, no, done. Let's see. So let's look at its stat block. We're looking at a 20 AC, HP 225. All right, already knowing that, I'm thinking, all right, this is all. Not knowing the stats, you're cooked. Knowing the stats, you're sitting here like, okay, this might be doable. Okay, all right, let's see. Perception plus 14, stealth plus 6, immune to necrotic, poison, charmed, exhaustion, frightened, paralyzed, and poisoned. That's a lot of immunities. That's big. Let's keep going. Blind sight, dark vision, passive perception of 24. Lowest CR we've seen yet, CR 17. Okay, so you're like a level 13, 14 party. You're probably thinking, we can take this. Um, Life suppression. All right, we're looking at its traits now. So life suppression. Creatures within 60 feet of a Dracolich can't regain hit points. Okay. Magic resistance. The Dracolich has advantage on saving throws against spells and other magical effects. Huge. Soul Gem. The Dracolich has a magical gem. If the Dracolich is destroyed while the gem is on the same plane of existence as it, the Dracolich gains a new body in 1d20 days. I hope you know that there's a soul gem for a Dracolich. Because if your party doesn't, then you're done. Regaining all its hit points, 5 feet of the gem. Okay. Yep, and just like a soul jar, it has AC and hit points. All right. Yep. Looks good. All right, so it has a multi-attack feature, 3 rend attacks, just like usual, and 1 attack can be used to do Ray of Sickness instead of the rend. Okay, cool. Rend deals 18 damage plus 4 on average, 22 times 3. That's an easy one, 66. All right, so 66 average damage with 3 Rends. Necrotic Breath on a Constitution saving throw, DC 20, 60-foot cone, 52 necrotic damage. All right, cool. And then it can cast Detect Magic and Ray of Sickness, level 2 at will, and Create Undead and Finger of Death 1 day each. I like the Create Undead, that's cool. Finger of Death is also pretty cool. Alright. And then it has the Pounce. It has Sickening Ray, legendary action. So it just casts Ray of Sickness, and then Terrifying Presence. DC 19, Wisdom saving throw. Each creature in a 30-foot emanation originating from the Dracolich takes 11 on average psychic damage, and the target has a frightened condition until the end of its next turn. Okay. And then we're going to look at its layers. Sapping Mist. The area within 1 mile of the layer is lightly obscured by pale fog. Whenever a creature other than the Draco Lich or one of its allies finishes a long rest in the area, it must succeed a DC 15 Constitution saving throw or gain 1 exhaustion level. Okay, that's that's pretty decent. Soul Drain. Okay, let's keep going. Creatures within 1 mile of the lair have disadvantage on death saving throws. Dude, okay. Knowing all of that now, yeah, I think so. If the stats in the lair didn't pick it up, the Draco Lich would have easily went into next to the copper, above the copper dragon, but not as far as the brass dragon. I think now with that, actually, I still think it's probably bottom of nope. Like, I would still rather not fight a black dragon than a Draco Lich. I think I have a greater chance at fighting a Draco Lich than I do a black dragon. And maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I'm completely mistaken. But I'm a paladin walking into a Draco Lich's lair. That's a nope. Just based off of appearance alone. The aura of a Draco Lich is absolutely insane. Yeah. Alright, here's the quote, for example, okay? And naught will be left save shattered thrones with no rulers, but the dead dragon shall rule the world entire. You hear that? No, I'm out of here. I'm out of here, bro. Nope. I'm done. Drop the sword and shield. Hey, bro, listen. I'm not about this life. I'm going back to Waterdeep if that's cool with you, bro. Yeah, bottom of nope. Alright, next up, we got the dragon turtle. Alright. I'm gonna be real with you guys. This thing's massive, okay? This thing is 10 times the size of the biggest pirate ships. I mean, just by the... What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Imagine this, okay? You're a pirate. You're just going about your life, scurvy and all, teeth rotting out. You got your pistol. You got your parrot on your shoulder. It's a good day. All of a sudden, the clouds start coming by. You're like, oh, it's about to rain. Maybe we can catch some fresh water. And then you start seeing waves the size of your ship. Then you're like, oh, okay, all right, we're in for a rough time. And then you see massive spikes coming out of the ocean's, the top of the ocean. And you see a mouth, a gaping maw, twice the size of your ship. Nah, bro, I'm done. You're done. You're cooked. You are officially 100% cooked. Like, this thing might as well come with a loudspeaker, right? The loudspeaker is on its nose, and the loudspeaker, all it says is, "You're cooked." Like, yeah. Um. So immediately off of first sight of the dragon turtle, that's a rip. That is top of rip. You are done. You are finished. With that, let's go ahead and take a look at the actual stat block. So actually, you know what? This one is actually just straight up neutral. So this thing's more like a legendary Godzilla kind of thing, where he doesn't really care about the destruction that he's doing. He's just wanting to keep. He might be wanting to keep some peace around the world. He's just doing his own thing. He's just doing his own thing, but he's still a menace. He's still destroying everything that he touches. All right, so the AC is 20, HP of 356. Swim. Yep, obviously we have a swim speed. He is slow though. He only has a 20-foot speed on land. So yeah, we're looking at like 2014 Legendary Godzilla. Got it. Okay. Because his swim speed's 50 feet, and as we all know, he went from like Japan to like San Diego in a matter of like not even like hours. Insane. All right. So he has a fire resistance. Cool. He has dark vision, passive perception of 11. He speaks primordial. That is awesome. I love that. The fact that this dragon turtle is probably so old that he saw the first man whenever he was a baby. Or maybe he was a juvenile. Um he's obviously amphibious. He has a multi attack, 3 bite attacks, and it can replace one with a tail attack. Oh, interesting. This one doesn't have a rend. This is bite and tail. So its maw is so big that it has to have its own thing. Fair enough. A reach of 15 feet. Okay. He hits on average 23 damage plus 7 fire damage. Interesting. Okay. Oh, he's about steam. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, steam burns quite a bit. So he does on average 30 damage per bite. So 90 damage if he does 3 bite attacks on you. That hurts. Being underwater doesn't grant resistance to this fire damage. Cool. The tail does 18 bludgeoning damage on average. If the target is huge or smaller, it has a prone condition. Massive. Oh gosh. And then steam breath. Con saving throw DC 19. Failure is 56 fire damage. Wow. Okay. And layer? No layer? Okay. Hear me out. I think they had a missed opportunity with the dragon turtle, making it where its layer is literally like, okay, imagine this. You're sailing, you see a whirlpool unlike anything you've ever seen before, and no one's ever come out of this thing alive. No one's seen this and come out of it alive, and that is a dragon turtle's lair. A massive whirlpool, and it just sucks. It's not something where it would empty out the ocean though. It goes in and then comes, obviously flows back out, right? But the dragon turtle's lair is in that whirlpool, at the bottom of that whirlpool. That would be awesome. I'm doing that for my next I'm doing that if I ever do a dragon turtle, which please let me do a dragon turtle. Yeah, I'm definitely putting it at the bottom of a massive whirlpool. How awesome would that be? Or you could go the legendary Godzilla route and make it Hollow Earth. Hey man, it's up to you. Um, dude, just because you're in the water whenever you're fighting this thing, more than likely. Honestly, this thing is the top of a rip. I'm a paladin. I could be a level 20 paladin on a ship. I see this thing, I'm still shitting my pants. I'm done. I'm like, bro, let us go, bro. We don't want any of this smoke. Literally, don't want any of that steam smoke, okay? What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? You're in its element. You're cooked. You're finished. You're done. You might as well just. On my knees, I wanna take you. Like, you're done. Okay, yeah. So Dragon Turtle goes at the top of a rip. Easy, no contest. All right. So let's move on to the next dragon. And this one is a little different. We got the cutesy lootsy little fairy dragons. So there's a fairy dragon adult and a fairy dragon youth. We'll look at the adult since we haven't been looking at the youth of the other dragons. Let's see. So already just by looks, this is a no problem. If you're tasked with killing one of these little guys, first of all, whoever sent you is an evil person and they should probably die. Second of all, you're an evil person for even taking this quest in the first place. um, the worst thing they do is pull pranks on people. But they also, like, their whole thing is they help people in need or help wrongs be righted. Like, they're cool little guys. They just want to, they're here for a good time. Um, so they're tiny. Uh, their AC is 15. Their HP is 35. CR is 2. There's not much this guy's really going to do to you. It does have telepathy, so it can probably. Oh, only to other fairy dragons. Never mind. It does have magic resistance, advantage on saving throws against spells and other magic. Okay. It has a bite. On average, it hits for 7 plus 3, so 10 damage. Euphoria Breath. DC 13, Wisdom saving throw. Each creature in a 15-foot cone. Target has the incapacitated condition and repeats the save at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. After 1 minute, it succeeds automatically. So you could be just down for the count for a whole minute. And then it can cast Dancing Lights, Mage Hand, Minor Illusion, and 1 day each, Hallucinatory Terrain, and Polymorph. And then it also has a bonus action for Superior Invisibility, Greater Invisibility on itself, requiring no spell components. Okay. Against a low-level party, this guy could be a threat. However, I'm thinking of it like you're ready to fight dragons. This guy's a no problem, no diff. Let me pull out my pinky, touch this guy, he's dead. That's the kind of dragon this thing is. Even by the looks of it, like you're looking at it, you're like, come here, grab it by the neck. I feel horrible for that, but we're gonna go with it. There's not really much else to say about that little guy, so we're gonna keep going to the gold dragon, if I can find it. Okay. Okay. So by the art, the absolute size of this thing, right? The ancient gold dragon. By the art by itself, you are infinitesimal to this dragon. It is so big. You are 1/8 the size of its head. Its maw could take 10 of you.
What did he say?
Pause. So I'm a paladin. No, I'm not a paladin. Why am I a paladin fighting this thing? I could be an evil paladin. Oathbreaker paladin? Yeah, I'm thinking so. I'm an evil paladin facing a ancient gold dragon. I look at that thing, the sheer size makes me go, I don't know about this one. This is going to be the hardest dragon yet. Okay, just by pure looks, this is already a rip, right? So, let's see what its stat block looks like. AC 22, HP 546. A fly, obviously, it has a walking speed, a fly speed, and a swim speed. Okay, so it's a swimmer. Immune to fire. Blind sight, dark vision, passive perception 27. A CR of 24. Amphibious, multi-attack. Okay, we're looking at its attacks now. It's 3 rend attacks. Or it can replace 1 with Guiding Bolt. At level 4. Ooh, that's rough. And then, or it can do its Weakening Breath. Okay, it has the Rend melee attack, so it hits for 19 plus 9 fire damage, so we're looking at 28 damage overall. I think we said that was 74 damage total if you get hit 3 times with Rend. Its Fire Breath is a DC 24, 90-foot cone, 71 fire damage. That's huge, dude. And then spell casting at will. It can do Detect Magic, Guiding Bolt at level 4, Shape Change. All right, and then 1 day each, Flame Strike at level 6. Oof. And then Word of Recall, Zone of Truth. Yeah, I'm going to be honest. You're fighting this thing, you have to be level 18 and up. And even level 18, I think you're having a really bad time with this thing. Weakening Breath. Strength DC 24. 90-foot cone. The target has disadvantage on strength-based D20 tests and subtracts 5 from its damage rolls. And it keeps going for a whole minute unless you succeed. Crazy. And then, okay, this is huge. This dragon can banish you. Charisma saving throw, DC 24, 120 feet, failure 24 force damage, and the target has the incapacitated condition and is transported to a harmless demiplane. And then it reappears within 120 feet of the dragon. Out of the dragon's choice. Okay, so it can just be like, I just banished your mage. He's right here now. Rend. Mage is down. Dead, actually. Probably. Guiding Light. So more Guiding Bolt. It can just do Guiding Bolt all the time. Guiding Bolt. Okay. And then obviously Pounce. Yeah, this thing's 100%. I think I would rather fight it than a Dragon Turtle, but Gold Dragon's 100%. Oh, we didn't even look at its layers yet. Okay, even... It doesn't matter if the layers are like... You get pixie dust thrown in your face on a critical fail after a long rest. Yeah. It doesn't matter. This is all a rip. This is rip. You're not wanting to face this thing. Okay. Dream Messenger. While in its lair, the dragon can cast a dream using this charisma. Okay. It can target within any creature within 6 miles. Okay. And in Foretelling Fog, the area within 1 mile of the lair is lightly obscured. On that area, creatures can't be surprised as the fog swirls into shapes that warn of danger. So the fog's literally telling you, "Hey, bro, get out, get out. You're not him. You're not him. You are finished." Yeah. Okay. Cool. That is a second to Dragon Turtle rip. Yeah. Alright, next up we have the Green Dragon. Okay. I'm gonna be real. Off the picture, the Green Dragon ain't looking too... It's a snake. It's a snake. You look at this thing, you're like, you're a rat, aren't you? Are you a roach? This thing looks like it would run away before it started an actual fight with you. I think that's how a green dragon would actually proceed with that, unless it was absolutely backed into a corner. Think it's a snake. It ain't fighting unless it has to. But let's see if it actually packs a punch. Based off the image alone, I'm gonna go with maybe bottom of oh no. Top of this is gonna be fun. We'll see. Alright, so its stats are looking like an AC of 21, HP of 402, respectable. Fly speed, swim speed, yeah, okay. Deception's plus 13, perception 17, persuasion of 13, stealth of 8, okay. Blind sight, dark vision, passive perception, immune to poison, and the poison condition. Languages, yep, okay, alright. CR 22. So it's a decent big boy. Amphibious, multi-attack, yep. And can replace one with Mind Spike at level 5, alright. That's pretty big. 17 plus 10 damage overall. 27 damage per hit on average, okay. I'm not going to do the math on that, I'm done. Poison Breath. Con saving throw, DC 22. Failure, a 77 poison. Holy crap, that's just the average. At will, it can cast Detect Magic and Mind Spike at level 5. And in 1 day, it can do Gas? I'm going to go with Gase. And then modify memory. And then its legendary actions are follows. Cast Mind Spike, level 5. That's every time, too. Noxious Miasma. Okay, let's see what this one is. DC 21 con saving throw. 30-foot radius sphere centered on a point the dragon can see within 90 feet. 17 poison damage on average, and the target takes a -2 penalty to AC until the end of its next turn. And then it also gets pounce. And then, okay. So the layers are Beast Spies. Tiny beasts magically gain the ability to understand Draconic and can communicate telepathically with the dragon while within 1 mile of the lair. So this thing, it knows you're there before you even know that you're even in its lair. And then Poisonous Thicket. Ordinary plants growing within 1 mile of the lair poison the air around them. Finishes a long rest, must succeed a DC 15 con saving throw or have the poison condition for an hour. This thing is a rat. This thing's a rat. It's powerful, but it's a rat. So it is like a snake. I think the way this thing should be played probably is it's not actually going to fight you, or at least it's not wanting to fight you. It wants to manipulate you. Make you think that you're doing something. Alright, so if this thing is trying to actually fight, I think that's a nope. I think it goes below Dracolich, though. I mean, it is powerful, but I think it's doable. I think it's very doable, actually. But with the way that I feel like this thing should be played, I think Top of Oh No is worthy. I think that's worthy of Top of Oh No. Yeah. Because, I mean, just look at it. It looks like a snake. And who doesn't want... This thing's been messing with you the whole time. You're telling me you're going to look at it and go, nope, no. You've been chasing this thing.
Spit on that thing.
This thing down, I feel like, probably for like a year. And once you finally have it backed up to a corner, you're not giving up with that fight. You're going, bro, you've been messing with us for far too long. I am going to mess you up. You're done. You're fit. You're like, at that point, you're trying to make the dragon think, nope, I'm done. Yeah, I think that's fair. That is fair. Okay, so this one will probably be the last one until I can do my next little session. So let's see about the half dragon. So the half dragon, just by looks alone, honestly, this is gnarly looking thing. This is a gnarly looking thing. All right, I get it. It's low level, but just by looking at it, that's a nope. Like, that is a nope. It's not quite rip, but that is the bottom of nope. Like, I would rather... Yeah, I would rather see... Yeah, I see that thing. That's like a... Just like a mutated monster. Like, I don't even know what you are, and I don't want to find out what you are, kind of thing. So yeah, that's a nope. Oh, look at that. It looks like it has little eggs, too. Oh, that's a no. Okay, alright. So it has an AC of 18, HP of 105, 40 feet, initiative +5, okay. Athletics, perception, and stealth. So it's athletic. Ooh. Cool. Okay. It is resistant to a damage type chosen for the Draconic origin trait below. Oh. It is a CR5, so one of the weaker ones. The half dragon is related to a type of dragon associated with one of the following damage types: acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. This choice affects other aspects of the block. You know what would be cool? This dragon, oh, it's neutral. This half dragon could be the friends of the copper dragon. How insane would that be? That would be crazy. Copper half dragons, like, they're innately good, but they will fight for that copper dragon. That's really good. I'm keeping that. That's in my brain now. Yeah. Okay, so it can make 2 claw attacks, doing 14 damage on average. Okay. And then Dragon's Breath. Okay, DC 14, 30-foot cone, 28 average damage. Chosen, so the same type as a Draconic Origin. Okay, and then it does the leap. Dragon jumps up to 30 feet by spending 10 feet of movement. Okay, and how much movement does it have? So it can go up to 120 feet. 3 times 4. Yeah, yeah. Had to think there for a second. Dude, that's huge. And listen to this. Listen to this.
What blessing demands more, yet inspires greater works than the blood of Tiamat?
You know, as a low level character, this is an absolute nope. But I think this is a baseline oh no. A baseline oh no. No, I don't think its stats. Actually, its stats are pretty high for CR5, I think. Unless it's not maybe not high, but it is pretty decent for CR5, I think. Hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like putting it above the bronze dragon is a bit of a reach, though. No, I don't think it is. Bronze dragon was strong, but it just didn't look. Yeah, I would rather fight a bronze dragon than the half dragon. Because here's the thing: you're probably looking at multiple of them, right? So, it specifically says here that it's probably by itself, but it's also probably commanding other servants of that dragon. So you have the copper dragon. Okay, I'm still going with the copper dragon here. Copper dragon, half dragon. Half dragon's commanding a bunch of kobolds. Okay. Yeah. I think that makes the half dragon copper dragon. I'm gonna almost lumping them together and putting them in the oh no right next to I mean they are right next to each other. They should be right there by each other. I think that's a really good pairing. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, I will see you guys whenever I come back. Probably in the next morning. Hopefully a new attire once again. You get to see the blank shirt drip. So later. All right, we're back. We are starting off with the kobolds. All right. So, yeah, kobolds in the new monster manual are now dragons. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that the dragon people are dragons? Uh, all right. So, first of all, we got their picture here. And, you know, I'm not going to lie. The picture makes them look more dangerous than I think others have. I think I like the way that this picture represents them. I don't. I like how kobolds are kind of they're goofy. I like it, but at the same time, I think there's something to be said about dragon people being scary. Um, yeah. So just off of their picture alone, I mean, oh, I really like the winged kobold in the back there, kind of in the shadows of it all, while the kobold warriors. Anyways, yeah, while the kobold warrior is kind of up front, he's more red, he's more orange red, so he's not able to stealth as well as that winged one. But yeah, that's cool. I like it. And then we're gonna look at their stat blocks too, because they both have different stat blocks. So the Kobold Warrior has an AC of 14, an HP of 7, uh, initiative of 2, speed 30 feet. All right. They got daggers, common and draconic, dark vision, passive perception of 8. All right, and their CR is 1/8. Rip. No, let's keep going. Pack tactics. The kobold has advantage on an attack roll against a creature if at least one of the kobold's allies is within 5 feet of the creature, and the ally doesn't have the incapacitate condition. Cool. All right. Sunlight sensitivity. I actually don't know if they have pack tactics in the last monster manual. We can check that here in just a second. But yeah, sunlight sensitivity. While in sunlight, the kobold has disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls. That makes sense. And then they have the dagger action. So just a simple 1d4 plus 2 piercing damage on a hit, and they can throw it too. Simple, but I think effective. I think it would have been cool to see a claw or a bite by chance. I think it would have been cool, but yeah. What can I say? Next we have the Winged Kobold. AC of 15, HP of 10, initiative of 3, and obviously they have a fly speed. They are winged. Dark vision, passive perception. Yep, normal. Languages, common and draconic. They are 1/4, so they're a little bit more powerful than the kobold warriors. They also have pack tactics and sunlight sensitivity, but they have a dragon tooth blade, and so it's kind of like a dagger, but a dragon tooth instead. Cool. Average 6 piercing damage, and then they have a thing called chromatic spittle. So it's a ranged attack roll, okay, and on a hit does 6 average damage, and 6 average damage of a type chosen by the kobold: acid, cold, fire, lightning, or poison. So they can choose. They kind of have their own little mini breath, okay, and they can choose what kind of damage they want. That's interesting. That is a cool. I see. That's why. The winged kobolds, it says here, are seen as blessed by a dragon or Tiamat. They have a favored status among them, but yeah, okay, cool. So the winged kobold would be like the leader of the kobold warriors, I would assume. Okay, that makes sense. Alright, so obviously, you know, and they are represented as cowardly. They're above the fairy dragons, but this is a no problem situation. If you got just some kobolds and you're a paladin that's ready to fight a dragon, yeah, you're gonna look at these guys and they're you're gonna be like the Doomslayer. You're just gonna sit there going, I can't even crack my knuckles today, but you get the picture. Next up, we have the pseudo dragon. So it's a tiny dragon. Just by its appearance alone, this is a dragon that they try. They definitely do try. We're just gonna have to put. As far as looks goes, this is gonna be a no problem situation, But off the stats, let's see. AC of 14, HP of 10, speed of 15 feet. They can fly 60. So okay, they're fast when they're flying. Cool. Initiative +2, perception, stealth. Okay. Blind sight, dark vision, passive perception of 15, understands common and draconic but can't speak. Okay. A CR of 1/4. And magic resistance. Okay. Advantage against saving throws against other spells. Okay. And let's see. Pseudo Dragon makes 2 bite attacks. So it can do 4 average piercing damage. So 2 bite attacks, 8. Constitution saving throw. Okay, they have the sting. Constitution saving throw DC 12. One creature the pseudo dragon can see within 5 feet. Failure 5. Poison damage, and the target has the poison condition for an hour. Failure by 5 or more. Ooh, that is one of the only times I've seen a failure by degree. That is cool. I know they kind of added that into the Dungeon Master's Handbook, I think, the DMG. If not, it's in the PHB, where like they kind of go. I don't know other TTRPGs, but I think it's Pathfinder that does degrees. And so it's interesting to see a degree failure here. Failure by 5 or more, the poison target also has the unconscious condition until it takes damage, or a creature within 5 feet of it takes an action to shake it awake. Yeah. It's fine. Like, it's nothing crazy. Kobolds are going to give you a harder time, obviously. Especially because kobolds are more... You know what? Let's move kobolds up to this is going to be fun. Because at least kobolds give you a decent... Like, they'll give you a fight. They'll give you a fight. As long as they don't get too cowardly. Yeah. Okay. Alright. So, on next to the big boys. Again. Alright. Red Dragon. Brother, you see this thing walking up to you. You see the massive... You see how big this thing is? You're not even the size of one of its claws. Brother, you look at this thing. The only reason that you're seeing it is because it's going to kill you. It wants to see the fear in your eyes as you burn away into ash. Okay? You are cooked. Dude, you're not even half the size of one of its claws. And its claws are like 15 feet long by themselves. Look at the massiveness of this thing. The sheer scale of it. Oh my gosh. Crazy, yeah. So, just by appearance alone, that's going in rip. You're done. You're cooked. Literally. So, let's look at its stats. Well, we're starting off strong. AC 22, HP of 507. Yep. Speed, a 40 foot speed, climb speed, and a fly speed. Okay. Initiative of plus 14. I think this is the first monster where we've seen a strength of 30. Perception plus 16, stealth plus 7. That's kind of weird. I wouldn't have thought of it as a stealthy dragon. But fine. Like, I guess if you wanted to sneak up on someone as a little jump scare or something, that's fine, I guess. I just realized, look at the guy on the left side there. I don't know if you can see it in the picture that I have, but there's a guy on the left side that's like kind of turned around. It's almost as if he saw this thing and he's like, nope, I'm out. Yeah, I don't blame you, brother. I would too. Immunity to fire, blind sight, dark vision, passive perception of 26, common, draconic, CR of 24. Yeah, multi-attack, 3 rend attacks, and it can replace one of those for a level 3 Scorching Ray. The Ren does 19 damage plus 10 on average, so 29 damage on average. That's 58, and then another 1 on top of that. That's, give me a second. The brain's working here. I know it ends in 7. I want to say 87. Yeah, I think it's 87. I could be way off on that math. Who knows? I don't care. Anyways, somewhere around that ballpark. Yep, that sucks. And then the fire breath, DC of 24. So yeah, you're done. 90-foot cone, 91 damage. Yeah, rip. And then it can cast at will, command, detect magic, and scorching ray, and then it casts fireball at level 6, and then scrying. Dude. And then it has legendary actions, obviously. Commanding presence. The dragon uses spellcasting to cast command. The dragon can't take this action again. Okay, yep. Until the start of its next turn. Yep. Fiery rays, scorching ray, and then pounce. Yep. Same as everything else. All right. Nice. Yeah, okay, so the red dragon, that is above the blue dragon. I don't think it's as... Maybe off of appearance alone, I'm going to have to put that just below the dragon turtle. The golden dragon, I think... So mechanically, the golden dragon is probably more powerful. Just because it can banish you. It can say, no, you're gone. But the red dragon's just all business. This thing is all business. Whenever you see a red dragon coming towards you, you know that you're on its bad side and you're cooked. Yeah, I think that's a good way of putting it. Because with like a gold dragon, you don't know if it's going to attack or if it's okay with you. Unless you absolutely know that it's going to attack, which then you're shitting your pants. But at least with a gold dragon, maybe, just maybe, you'll be able to get in his good graces. A red dragon, no. You're not going to get in the good graces of a red dragon. He just wants to murder you and see the fear in your eyes as you burn away in the ash, like I said earlier. Yeah, okay. So on to the next. Oh, we got one of my favorites coming up. Okay. Shadow Dragon. This is a cool looking dude. Not quite as big, but for what it lacks in size, it makes up for an absolute presence. This is the Megamind presentation of the dragons, because it's just gonna appear out of the shadows, and you're gonna be feeling pretty bad. This is kind of like a Draco Lich situation, right? So you're gonna look at it, you're like, oh hell no, this is a nope. This is definitely a nope. But let's look at its stats. An AC of 16, and this can be either juvenile or grown. Just gonna go with the grown, just like always. Anyways, AC of 16. HP of 189, speed of 40, climb, fly, yep, initiative plus 14, cool, perception 11, stealth 14, that makes sense. Alright, stealth of 14 really does make sense. I wish they gave a higher stealth bonus to other stuff like this. I mean, I get that it's literally a shadow. I think the Roper and the Piercer could have done with a plus 14 to stealth. But, you know, whatever. Resistances, see Living Shadow. Living Shadow. Oh, while in dim light or darkness, a dragon has resistance to damage that isn't force, psychic, or radiant. Okay, cool. Immunity to necrotic damage. Okay. Blind sight, dark vision, passive perception of 21. Common and draconic. CR13. Okay, so one of the weaker, well, as we've seen, it is one of the weaker ones. Sunlight sensitivity. It does have the 3 rend attack, multi attack. The rend does on average 15 necrotic damage. Okay, or no, 12 slashing and 3 necrotic, so 15 overall. Obviously that'll be 45 damage on average for 3 rends. And then Shadow Breath, we have a DC 17 60-foot cone. Failure is 35 necrotic damage. On a failure or success, a humanoid reduced to 0 hit points by this damage dies. Okay, so they just die, and a shadow rises from the corpse. The shadow is under the dragon's control and shares the dragon's initiative count, but acts immediately after the dragon. Okay, just because of that, brings it up a little bit. This would have been an oh no if it wasn't for that. Shadow stealth. While in dim light or darkness, the dragon takes the hide action. So it's just automatically hiding while in dim light or darkness. Okay. And pounce. The dragon moves up to half its speed and it makes 1 rend attack. Okay. And Veil of Shadow. The dragon uses shadow stealth, and 1 creature of its choice that it can see within 10 feet of it takes 10 necrotic damage. The dragon can't take this action again. Okay. Hold on. Use a shadow stealth. Okay, so it just disappears, and then you take damage. Okay. Cool. Interesting. Huh. Just off of this. So this would have went to the top. So I can see top of oh no. I can even see this is going to be fun. I think, okay, as a paladin, I see this thing. If I know what it can do with its shadow breath, that's a nope. I don't want to be turned into a shadow, brother. Or I don't want my friends to be turned into shadows and then have to kill those. Yeah, that sucks. Obviously, I think it depends on what kind of party you are, because if you have a light cleric as well, then maybe it goes into oh no. Because that light cleric's going to be like, bet, sunlight, sunlight, sunlight. Oh man, this is a tough one. Just off the idea alone, it's a no. But off of statistics, or off the stats, this is going to be... It's going to be an oh no, I think. Above the copper dragon. Does it go above the brass dragon? Wait, is that the brass dragon? Yeah. Yeah, that's the brass dragon. Does it go above the green dragon? I think so. At least the green dragon's fighting you. Yeah. At least the green dragon is fighting you. You know, I might put the half dragon down to this is going to be fun at the top. I think that's what you have to beat in order to get to oh no. Yeah, that makes sense. That does make sense. I think I'm sleeping on the bronze dragon. We might go back and take a look at it afterwards, after we get the rest of these done. Honestly, because I feel like I'm sleeping on it for a minute, and I'm going to give it a second chance, and if it doesn't make it, then it doesn't make it, and you all can cry about it. Alright. So I have heard the silver dragon is extremely powerful. I have heard many things about the silver dragon, and I want to see what this is about, because this might be this might be something where the looks aren't as crazy, but its stats are insane. So, based off of looks alone, this is looking it's big, it's huge. Don't get me wrong. This is massive, right? But, you know, it kind of looks like a fish to me. This thing kind of looks like a fish, which might make sense. Can it swim? No, it cannot. Okay. It kind of looks like a fish with the fin and the eyes. Oh, it does have pupils, but you can barely see them. And like the reflection of the silvery skin. No, don't get me wrong, it's cool. And the wings are like a translucent purple. That's really cool. It's thin. It's very thin. Silver dragon needs to eat more. It doesn't seem to eat very often. Alright. Let's see what it's about, though. We have an AC of 22, an HP of 468, the speed of 40 feet, a fly speed of 80 feet, initiative of plus 14, strength modifier of 30. Alright. It knows history very well. Perception's 16. The stealth is plus 7. Kind of makes sense with how skinny this thing is. I imagine it's probably like... it's like... with how big it is, I mean, obviously it's more than a ton, but... yeah, I can see it, you know. It's like on a diet. It's on the Mediterranean diet. That's why it looks like a fish. It eats fish. Let's see. Immunity to cold. Okay, so it's a cold dragon. Kind of makes sense. Blind sight, dark vision, passive perception of 26. Okay. CR 23. Alright. Multi-attack, 3 rend attacks, and it can replace one attack with the use of paralyzing breath or ice knife at level 2. Okay. It has the rend does a average of 28 damage. And then cold breath, DC 24 con saving throw, 90-foot cone, 67 cold damage. Okay. Paralyzing breath. Okay, this is where shit's about to hit the fan for a second. Paralyzing breath. Let's see what we got here. Con saving throw of DC 24. Each creature in a 90-foot cone. The first failure, the target has the incapacitate condition until the end of its next turn when it repeats a save. On second failure, the target has a paralyzed condition and it repeats a save at the end of each of its turns. Wait, hold on. Okay. So first failure, you have incapacitated. Oh, and then you get paralyzed on the second failure. Oh, okay. The target has a paralyzed condition and it repeats the save at the end of each of its turns, ending the effect on itself on a success. After 1 minute, it succeeds automatically. DC of 24 is huge. You know, okay. Alright. Although, is it? Yeah. It is. It's a hard saving throw. I don't think it's as hard. DC of 24, you can make that. Especially at the levels that you're supposed to be fighting this thing at. CR 23, you are level 19 or 20. No doubt, no doubt. Well, unless you're in a group. You're definitely in a group. I mean, if you're in a group, probably fighting this thing at like, I mean, you could probably take it on at like level 16, 17, 15 maybe even. Yeah. Okay. That's fine. That is kind of crazy. That is kind of crazy. Not as crazy as I thought it would be, but maybe I should play against the silver dragon. Although it is still scary that it gives you the paralyzed condition. Alright, so let's see. At will, it can detect magic, hold monster, ice knife at level 2, and shape change. Okay, alright. And then 1 day each, it can control weather, create a level 7 ice storm, it can teleport, interesting, and it has a zone of truth. Crazy, okay. Huh. Alright, legendary actions. It has chill. So, yo. Okay, I like that. It has chill, and it casts hold monster. Okay, so I know that's supposed to represent, like, it is chilling you so that you, like, stop moving. But I can also see it, like, turning its head and go, yo, chill, bro. Chill. You don't need to come at me with all that mess, okay? Just chill. Cold Gale. Dex saving throw, DC 23. Each creature in a 60-foot long, 10-foot wide line. I almost said cone. Failure 14 cold damage, and the target is pushed up to 30 feet straight away from the dragon. Ooh, okay. Alright. Alright. We have something here that works with the paralyzing breath. Crazy. Okay, okay. I'm liking this now. Failure or success, the dragon can... Okay, alright, yeah. Alright. Pounce, half its speed, and makes one rend attack. Okay. Yes. I like it. Okay. Off of looks alone, this would be an oh no. And I think it would go just above the copper dragon, but below the brass dragon. Honestly. But with the cold gale and the paralyzing breath and layers, hold on. Wait. Yeah, okay, layers. Gentle gust. Winds buoy creatures that fall within 1 mile of the layer. Such creatures descend at a rate of 60 feet per round and take no damage from falling. Interesting. Okay. Sun and storms. While in its lair, the dragon can cast control weather. Okay. Alright. That's fine. Nothing crazy. So just no falling damage. Okay. Alright. So, above the copper, above the brass, above... Is this going to be a nope? Just based off of stats alone? I think so. I think it deserves a nope just above this, just for the stats alone, not on appearance at all. On stats alone, this thing is obviously above the Shadow Dragon. I think the Dracolich is scarier because of the spells it can do. I think the silver... Okay, Dracolich has spells and appearance. Silver Dragon has the abilities, but no appearance. This is the opposite of Megamind. No presentation. I mean, it's a dragon. I'm not actually saying that it doesn't look cool. But I'm saying out of all of them, I think the Copper Dragon even looks cooler than a Silver Dragon. But the Silver Dragon, like, Silver Dragon is S tier on cool. Or no, top of A tier on cool. The rest of them are S tier. What can I say? What can I say? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we are on to the final dragon. No, we're not. No, we're not. We have an upset here. Oh my goodness. How did I forget about this? Hold on. Let me go to this in the back of the book real quick and make sure I'm not missing anything else after this. How in the world did I forget about that?
Well, we're waiting.
Okay, I'm not missing anything else. Okay. Alright. I forgot that wyverns existed. We're going to rank the white dragon first, and then we're going to go to the wyvern. Okay. Alright. I already know, based off of looks, where this white dragon's going to go. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the craziest looking dragon that isn't the dragon turtle by far. Okay? And because of... Alright, let's look at it. I want to see it first, and then get an understanding of where we're going to put it. Just off of looks alone, this thing looks like a freaking bull T-Rex dragon, and it's insane. This is my favorite looking dragon of the entire book. Hands down. Cooler than a dragon turtle because it looks like a dragon turtle, right? Okay. Cool. Awesome, right? Rip. White dragon? This thing looks incredible. Honestly, White Dragon had the biggest glow up from 2014. Hands down. Because at first, it just looks like a short-necked dragon, right? Nothing crazy. This thing looks like you took a pit bull, a Rottweiler, a T-Rex, and an actual bull, and put it in a reptilian, 120 foot long dragon. Like, dude, how crazy does it look? How crazy does this thing look? And the all white, man. You know what it kind of looks like? It also kind of looks like a bearded dragon, a white bearded dragon. It's a flying white bearded dragon, and we put that in rip. We put, based off of looks alone, this is rip. I see this thing coming after me. Honestly, this is scarier than a red dragon. I see a red dragon, I shit myself. I see this thing, I'm like, okay, yeah, I just accept death. Same with the dragon turtle. But as you guys can probably tell, I love white dragons. I love how feral they are in comparison to the rest of the dragons. Same with the dragon turtle. It is more feral because it's more neutral, right? This one is chaotic evil. This one is like the demon of all dragons. Yeah. I had to fact check myself on there. Kind of. I guess the red dragon is too. No, the red dragon's more the devil of dragons, right? Because it wants to make its presence known and enslave. The white dragon just wants death. It wants to increase its territory. It wants to claim its territory, and anything that comes into its territory, it will die. Yeah. Hoping to add foes' skulls and magic items to their horde. That's crazy. This dragon just wants skulls in its hordes, man. It is literally collecting bodies. Okay, alright. Glazing done. Let's look at the stats. Ancient White Dragon. AC of 20, HP of 333. Okay. Initiative of plus 12. Speed of 40. Burrow 40. Fly 40. Swim 40. Okay. Dude. Okay, it can burrow, fly, and swim. That is so cool. I just realized it can all of them. Okay, all of them can fly, right? Okay, whatever. The burrow and swim is unique to this dragon alone. Alright, average stats for a normal dragon, right? Okay. Except for its intelligence. And the intelligence, it is actually dumb when compared to other dragons. Cool. I like it because it's feral. That makes sense. Perception plus 13, plus 6 in stealth. That makes sense. It is a white dragon. It's going to blend in with its environment very well. Blind sight, dark vision, passive perception 23, CR 20. Okay. Ice walk. One of its traits is ice walk. It's the ability to move across and climb icy surfaces without needing to make an ability check. Additionally, difficult terrain composed of ice or snow doesn't cost extra movement. Cool. All right. Multi-attack. Dragon makes 3 rend attacks. 17 plus 7 average, so that is 24 damage average. Okay. And then Cold Breath. Con saving throw DC 22. Each creature in a 90-foot cone takes 63 cold damage. Cool. Literally cool. I wish that gave you the slowing effect too. I wish it did. I think they should have given you the slowing effect on that. Okay, so legendary action. Freezing Burst. I think this might be where it is. Yeah, okay. Alright. Con saving throw DC 20. Each creature in a 30-foot radius sphere centered on a point where the dragon can see in 120 feet. Failure, 14 cold damage, and the target speed is 0 until the end of the target's next turn. Failure or success. Okay. So you make the saving throw, and none of that happens. Okay. But if you fail DC 20 con saving throw, you take 14 on average damage, and your speed is now 0. Cool. Alright. The only spell that this dragon knows is Fear. Which, honestly, makes so much sense. We love it. Charisma, as its spellcasting ability. Interesting. It has a charisma modifier of 4. Okay. Spell save DC is 18. So, when fighting this thing, I'm going to be honest, DC of 18, lackluster. It makes sense for the white dragon. It is definitely not the most charismatic dragon. That's fine. It's fine. It provides that little flavor. And it's going to cast Fear. And that's going to make you have the fearful condition. Fine, okay? And then, obviously, it has Pounce as well. Alright. Onto its layers. Layers need to be good in order to bring it up from where it's going to go. Frigid Cold. The area within 1 mile of the layer is an extreme cold. Any water in that area is frigid water. Okay, so this is where you apply the rules for extreme cold and frigid water. And that's one thing out of... Wait, hold on. Let me check here. Did I even do this for the red dragon? I don't think I did. I did not. I am so sorry. The red dragon, I didn't even read off its layers. Alright, hold on. Let me read and rank the white dragon, then we'll go back, do the red dragon, and then we're going to go do the wyvern, too. And then Glacial Gloom. The area within 1 mile of the layer is lightly obscured by chilly fog. Whenever a creature other than the dragon or one of its allies finishes a long rest in that area, creature must succeed a DC 15 con saving throw or have its speed reduced by 10 feet for 1 hour. Cool. Alright. Just for the frigid cold thing, where you have to actually go to the DMG for the rules, that is cool. And you don't have to do that for the red dragon. Okay. So just for the extra rules added on top for the frigid cold, that bumps it up just slightly. Alright, so based off appearance alone, it's a rip. However, I think this makes sense. This makes so much sense. It almost was born for this. It doesn't want to go above the black dragon. It does. Can't. Yo, the black dragon's like, no, I know my place. There we go. Yeah. Based off of the stats, brings it down, but goes above the black dragon for the extra rules on top of on the layer. Yeah. Blue dragon's still scarier based off of stats. Off of looks, this thing blows the blue dragon out of the water. No problem. Yeah. That is a nope. I see this thing. This is a nope, I'm out. Yeah. I think that's it. All right. So we're gonna go back to the red dragon lair. Burning heat. The area within 1 mile of the lair is an area of extreme heat. A burning creature or object that takes an additional 1d4 fire damage at the start of each of its turns. Okay, so you're just constantly on fire. In smoldering haze. The area within 1 mile of the lair is lightly obscured with clouds of ash. Whenever a creature other than the dragon or one of his allies finishes a long rest in that area, the creature must succeed a DC 15 con saving throw or have the poison condition for 1 hour. So you're on fire and you're poisoned. Very well. Yeah, I mean, red dragon takes its spot. Yep. All right. And last but not least, we're going to talk about the wyvern, even though we don't have the picture for it. Give me 1 second. Maybe I'll get a picture for it. All right. So based off the image in the book, you're going to see it in the video. You know, it's not the scariest looking thing. It almost looks like, if I could compare it, it's like the velociraptor of dinosaurs, or of dragons, right? It's not the biggest, but it looks scary. Especially with a stinger at the end of its tail. I'm gonna be honest, I think it might be a bottom of oh no. Maybe this is gonna be fun. We're gonna see. We're gonna see what the stats are. So we got an AC of 14, an HP of 127, walking speed, fly speed of 80, initiative is 0. Okay, all right. Dark vision, yep, makes sense. CR 6, multi attack, 1 bite attack, and 1 scene attack. All right. So the bite does on average 13 piercing damage, and then the sting does, oh, okay. On average, 11 piercing and 24 poison damage. And the target has a poison condition until the start of the wyvern's next turn. Okay. And it can do that every turn. Okay. Alright. So that brings it above. This is going to be fun. I think the wyvern goes below the copper dragon. Yep. It doesn't have a layer or anything. Yeah. I think that's fair. Going, oh no. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, I think this is going to be it. I'm going to be cutting it real quick. I'm going to go back to the bronze dragon and make sure I'm not sleeping on this thing, because I feel really bad that it's in between kobolds and half dragons. So you want to know why I called the bronze dragon the brass dragon, and the brass dragon the bronze dragon? I called the bronze dragon the brass dragon because it makes sound waves, and I'm thinking brass instruments whenever. Okay. Anyways, there. I'm happy with that. I'll give it a little bit more credit. That's the dragon tier list, ladies and gentlemen, based off of the looks and how deadly they actually are. That is it. I am happy with this tier list. We're going with it. And just like that. Thank you for watching probably what is a very long and probably, to be honest, a little bit of a mess of a video, but I've had fun while doing this. Please consider a like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. I don't know if the next video is going to be a tier list or not. It might be, just because I really like doing the tier lists, but if not, then you guys will see what it is next, because I don't even know, to be honest. So I have a ton of ideas. Like I said in the first video, I have a million ideas for D&D videos, and content ain't going to slow down anytime soon. So without further ado, I will see you in the next one. Later.